All right, I pulled this video down from Fox News the other day, just today, right? In fact, Mr. Engineer, roll clip number 5, and because it's about Don Lemon, CNN, and I don't generally watch Don Lemon. He lives right across the street from the church, by the way. Don Lemon on CNN lives right now, 2 blocks, 1 block up and 1 block west of here. But I don't watch him, Don Lemon. So, Mr. Engineer, but roll clip number 5, please.
A televised CNN panel is facing intense backlash for trashing President Trump and his supporters. Watch this.
Donald Trump couldn't find Ukraine on a map if you had the letter U and a picture of an actual physical crane next to it. He knows that this is, an administration defined by ignorance of the world. And so that's partly him playing to their base and playing to their audience, the credulous boomer Rube demo that backs Donald Trump.
You elitist with your geography and your maps and your spelling, even though
your math and your reading.
Rick, that was a good one. I needed that.
And he did need that, obviously. And, of course, Donald Trump, an international business person, would have no idea where any country is. Here to react is media reporter for The Hill and radio talk show host Joe Concha. Joe, how big a deal is this?
It's a very big deal because the Trump campaign has already put out a campaign ad with that particular clip, because that shows what many people in media, not all, certainly, but many, think of Trump supporters. If you're old and you're white, you're an idiot, and that's why you voted for the guy. Or as Rick Wilson, who is a GOP strategist, the credulous boomer Rube demo. What I didn't hear in that particular clip last night of Don Lemon, because he addressed this finally 3 nights later, is the word sorry. He didn't say, I am sorry to the 63 million people that voted for Donald Trump. All he did was try to explain away how he didn't hear everything, which you guys have done thousands of shows. You hear everything unless there's a lot of crosstalk. There wasn't there.
But it was funny, though, I tell you. Trump couldn't find Ukraine. Mike Pompeo made this NPR reporter identify Ukraine on a map when he called her into his private boudoir the other day and then cursed out using the F-bomb. But Trump couldn't find Ukraine on a map. If it had a big U and an actual physical crane picture, he wouldn't know what it was. Very funny. Anyway, here, I think something is quite interesting here. I wasn't here yesterday, so, and Sabbath was able to fill in for us, but there's a couple of stories I want to back up to, so I'm going to look like I'm running a couple of days late. This is a 2-day-old story from Don Lemon on CNN. The other one is Jane Raskin, who was one of the Trump defenders the other day. I was on Monday. It said that Giuliani was a colorful distraction, that he was a shiny object, and really kind of got into the fact that Giuliani is not important. And then Giuliani is now out calling John Bolton a backstabber. But if you could look at the kind of discord that's going on in the Trump orbit, it is, and many people could say, from a leadership point of view, that's good. You just keep confusion, keep people fighting with one another, stabbing one another in the back, and that's how you get things done. I don't necessarily think I'd go with that paradigm. But Jan Raskin, my concern is this: I'm thinking that Giuliani is going to rise up and say, wait a minute. When Trump won the presidency, Giuliani wanted to be Secretary of State. He didn't get that. He thought maybe he would be Attorney General, rather. He didn't get that. And now he wanted to be a defense lawyer of Trump during the impeachment hearings. He didn't get that. And now Jan Raskin, one of the impeachment lawyers, is calling him a colorful distraction, a shiny object. I don't know how much more of this Giuliani can take. And I never thought Giuliani would let anybody beat up on him like that. I never thought he would let he's been treated so bad. What is it that Trump's got on Giuliani? If somebody stood before what the whole world was watching, what this little twit Jane Raskin called Giuliani, I'll let you see it. Go ahead. I'll let you see it. Mr. Engineer, roll clip number 2.
But in the main, they've used a different tactic here, a tactic familiar to trial lawyers, though not mentioned by Mr. Sandberg. If both the law and the facts are against you, present a distraction, emphasize a sensational fact, or perhaps a colorful and controversial public figure who appears on the scene, then distort certain facts, ignore others, even when they're the most probative, make conclusory statements, and insinuate the shiny object is far more important than the actual facts allow. In short, divert attention from the holes in your case. Rudy Giuliani is the House manager's colorful distraction.
I wouldn't let nobody call me that. I mean, people call me a whole lot of things. I said, even you can call me any name you want, just don't call me late for supper. But I don't see how Giuliani is letting Trump just walk over him. First, he didn't make Secretary of State. And so now he's running around as a sort of shadow Secretary of State right over there in Ukraine, dealing with Liz Pernod and all these other people over there, and getting rid of Maria Yovanovitch and chasing people out of office and bribing people. But he's not the Secretary of State. Pompeo is. And after Rex Tillerson stepped down, you think Trump would have called Giuliani. He didn't. Giuliani maybe is just a colorful distraction. I thought he had a lot more going for him personally and integrally than he is allowing himself to be walked over like by Trump. I just never thought he'd do that. But I guess some people, I guess he just likes the spotlight, likes being the gangster, and don't care whether somebody dismisses him and calls him a colorful distraction or a shiny object. Before the world, too, by the way. I wouldn't go for that. This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.